Sorry, why did you want to meet? Simon.
He's lied and cheated. He's bullied me. I'm sure he treats the other women he sees just as badly.
So what do you want then? Do you remember that one day after school with the pigeon?
What you did seemed to come so naturally to you.
Hi, Natalie. Hi, Naomi. My name is Juan Peralta from Coca-Cola. How are you?
Hi.
I have watched the movie twice already because, yes, I have so many questions, but I also spoke with the director and so many things that really don't. But I'm glad I'm talking to you too because you basically your characters are this movie, and what I love about it, about this interaction, is the shift of power that we have after kind of 45 minutes into the movie. And I wonder, how do you work in that chemistry? It was a conversation with the director, it was already on the script, or was something that you two decide how to perform and have some manners or physicality?
I don't really I mean, we did have some rehearsal. How long did we actually rehearse for, Natalie? I
It was
can't
a
remember.
week. You're right. It was a week.
The whole week,
Yeah.
5 days.
Yeah, it was 5 days.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't really remember. I mean, Guillaume did obviously talk about these moments where things shift, but I think the beauty of acting, when it really, really works, is when you're truly spontaneous and present to when things are happening in the moment. So those shifts that we pre-choreographed and rehearsed and so on, they may have happened at different times on set to what we anticipated. And I think that's the beauty of acting, is that you can never predict what's going to happen. And really, you should always just be listening to your fellow acting partner and responding to what's happening in the moment. And that's really what we did. And our real gift was this magical, amazing, beautifully written script. I mean, it's all there, basically. So long as we were true to our characters and really listening to each other, those shifts are all dictated in the script for us.
Also, one of the things that we rarely see and watch in film is how we treat childhood trauma. We usually see the kids with the trauma, but we rarely see the adults who live those trauma. And we cannot take sides, usually. But here it's hard to take sides because both characters being exposed to childhood trauma and to bullying in somehow. And how, as an actor, do you try to perform with certain delicacy and even inside this kind of story? Because this is direct reflection of a childhood trauma of both characters.
Yeah, with a sense of profound responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
A profound responsibility, and with the hand of Guillaume steering us. Like, that is, I think where credit does really have to be given to Guillaume, of helping us navigate that. And those scenes with the childhood, with the young Heather and Carla, that Naomi gets inserted in and so forth, and I get inserted in as well, not as much as her, but you know, that Guillaume, that's the brilliance of our director. That is not in the play. So that was the brilliant, that is how a very strong play that, you know, is a beautiful play, got enhanced as a film, because Guillaume inserted these flashbacks, inserted our characters physically being immersed in those flashbacks. Yeah. And that language of cinema that Guillaume is so clever at, I think, and it's visceral, and it puts the audience there with both the women as they remember and get terrorized by their memories. That's the director, and that's the difference between the play becoming the film, I think.
And in the same mindset as an actress, it isn't a different mindset when you have to play in front of people, like a live audience, than performing in front of a camera. Because I know you knew the script. I know this is what I love about, because your two characters hold a big secret until the end. And as an actress, you have to work with that you know something that the audience don't know. But that happens also when you play and when you show your acting in front of people, in front of a camera. It is a different mindset when you have to do that.
Yeah, I think there's a very different mindset. And I think for me that, and I haven't done very much theatre precisely because it's a mindset which I don't particularly enjoy. I think Natalie enjoys theatre a hell of a lot more than me. But for me, I think theatre, and this is the way I see it, and Natalie might see it in a completely different way, but I think theatre is all about taking an audience on a journey. So you have to reveal yourself, open yourself to an audience and say, come with me on this journey while I hold your hand and I show you all these things that are happening along the way. And I'm a very shy person, actually, and a very private person. And I find this dynamic of opening myself to an audience just way too revealing and scary, basically. So I avoid that. And what I love about film is that you're able to fully inhabit something, be it, and you don't have to reveal anything. But just by being it, the camera picks up on all these nuances about what you're feeling, who you are, what you're thinking, where you're coming from, all of these kind of things. But you never have to open and reveal in the same way that I think that you do in theatre. That would be the way I describe the difference.
How about you, Natalie? You could be in performing more theater.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, that's the great thing about Naomi and me. It's like there's so much that unites us, and we're also chalk and cheese in different ways as well. And I think that's why it worked in the film, because sometimes we knew each other socially before we did this film, and we've always liked each other. And I think there's some things where we're very similar, and there's some things where we're not so similar. And yeah, I mean, I love theatre. I consider myself a theatrical animal first, even though I don't do anywhere near as much as I would like to. But I think that it's about, truth in the moment. Let's just be old school about it. Let's be really boring and old school about it. To find the truth in a moment is what you're always searching to do on stage, and it's also what you're searching to do in camera. Is find the humanity and find the truth of a moment. That's why this film is cool, is because it's the best of both worlds. It has thematically so much depth to it, and characterization, it has so much depth to it. And such an opportunity for us as actors with words, which theatre normally gives you, but film doesn't. And to be able to translate it onto a screen. So it's a very unique beast, the Wasp. I think it's unique that it carries the water of both the crafts in it.
Something beautiful is that at the beginning of the movie, the first minute, we see a lot of there's even a little comedy, and then it just suddenly change when you two are in the house. Something change, and you mentioned something important, that your character is the opposite, because Heather is all preach, very conservative, but Carla is the opposite. She's very outgoing. She just replied to people. She's familiar with her job, and that chemistry between you two, it was built only in rehearsal, or you created something new while you were filming the movie?
I mean, I think it's partly rehearsals and also Guillaume's direction. But then I also think it's about our separate work, individual work that we did in finding those characters and the truth of who they are. And fundamentally, if you're, reading the script and analyzing the script and really trying to work out who your character is from the script, you'll work out that they are very different people.
Yeah.
I mean, these things that unite them, and they do have these similarities, of course, as all of us do, really, as human beings, but they also are polar opposites in many respects as well.
I have to say, because before I leave, I rewatched the movie because I needed to find out why the movie is called The Wasp. And after reviewing the ending, I understood why the movie is called The Wasp, and that just blew my mind. So Guillaume, he did a great job, and you two ladies, amazing as always. Congratulations! I truly love the movie, and I'm just looking forward for your next project.
Thank you, Ruben.
You.
So kind. Thank you so much.